Your boyfriend is a pro at baking. That is no secret to anybody, especially you. While you may be okay with cooking simple meals and desserts, baking more complicated things still confuse you. Kurapika worked late today, giving you the perfect opportunity to surprise him with a delicious dessert. You decided on making a red velvet cake. Nonetheless, you've been struggling with following the directions from the beginning, not to mention that you've had to make a trip or two back to the store to pick up frostings and eggs. Already, you've had to remake the batter twice after accidentally burning the cake as well as mixing in too much flour. You let out a long huff as you slide the cake pan back into the oven after deciding that it was still too runny in the middle. Your eyes fall on the messy kitchen in front of you. Batter droplets are spattered onto the floor and the countertops, while flour is also littering the floor. Your apron itself is covered in flour and cake batter as well as your face. But this cake is the one. This one is going to turn out just the way you want it to. Luckily, you still have an hour or two before your loving boyfriend returns home, giving you time to at least frost the cake before he sees it. You're hoping that he'll be impressed by your skills when he finally sees and tastes your concoction. While the cake is baking, you decide to start cleaning up the mess you've made of the kitchen, only stopping when the oven timer finally dings. You're quick to grab an oven mitt and pull the pan out of the oven, turning the oven off as you do so. After waiting an appropriate amount of time, you begin to frost the cake, hearing the front door open when you're nearly halfway finished. Why are you in the kitchen? Kurapika's voice echoes out to you from the living room. Were you cooking something? You can hear his footsteps nearing the room, prompting you to shout back in response. Don't come in yet, you'll ruin the surprise. What surprise could that be, I wonder? He says to himself with a sly smile on his face as he holds a hand against his chin. It could not possibly be something you baked, could it? Shh, you'll find out when I'm finished. You frost the cake at a faster pace than before, glancing up to peek at the door every couple of seconds. After a few more minutes of this, you look back over at your handiwork, deciding that the cake is worthy of being seen now. Okay, you can come in. The door handle turns and the door slowly opens as Kurapika takes a few steps into the kitchen. He's still wearing his suit from work, although the tie is loose. Although the tie is loosened just a tad, and his jacket is nowhere to be found. He approaches the counter with a loving smile on his face as he closely examines your cake, glancing at you afterward. This is an amazing surprise. It looks delicious. Do you really think so? You ask him with a hopeful yet tired smile on your face. I messed up the first couple of attempts I had. He couldn't help but chuckle at your confession. Yes, I believe you did a great job. You always manage to somehow impress me. That's exactly what I was hoping you would say. You let out a sigh of relief, wiping some sweat and flour off your forehead. I hope it tastes okay. Let's find out, shall we? Kurapika takes a few steps closer to you, gently wiping some batter off of your face with his thumb and licking it off. His smile widens after he taste tests it. Just as I thought, it tastes delicious. You try to ignore the heat rising in your cheeks. although your flustered state isn't left unnoticed by the Kurta. Hey, I haven't been able to taste it yet. Oh? A devious smile appears on Kurapika's face as an idea comes to his mind. Shall we fix that? You nod a few times in response, albeit you can tell that he's definitely up to no good. He scoops some frosting off the cake and onto his thumb, holding it up near your mouth. Now say, ah. You open your mouth, allowing him to smear the chocolate onto your tongue as you lick the frosting off. He smiles mischievously, wondering, how does it taste, Ryan? It's good. This man truly knows how to fluster you and leave you caught off guard so easily. By the looks of it, he's really enjoying teasing you, much to your chagrin. I would like another taste myself, he says, glancing at the cake before his eyes fall back on you. Within a few seconds, he's pressed flush against you, causing you to back up into the counter. Not of the cake, though. He has an evil glint in his eyes before he places a hand on your cheek, tilting your head upward. Kurapika leans into you, his lips crashing into yours. You melt into the kiss, your hands landing on the countertop behind you to steady yourself. His tongue hungrily enters your mouth, exploring for a few moments before he finally pulls away from you, leaving you both gasping for air. Where did that come from? You question the blonde man as you pant for a breath. His laughter fills the room, his face flushed red as he wonders. Did you not enjoy my boldness? You avert your eyes from him as you mumble under your breath. I did. What was that? I said that I liked it. You say louder as you cross your arms with a pouty expression evident on your lips. I was hoping you'd say that. The Kurta places his hands on either side of your hips, lifting you up to set you on the countertop, much to your surprise. Care for another taste? You turn back toward him as you bashfully nod. Your eyes fall on the tie dangling from his neck, giving you a fiendish idea of your own. I would love one. Before he can lean in to kiss you again, you've already grabbed the tie, pulling him up to your level as you passionately kiss him. What is it? He turns back to you with that same grin on his face and a lustful gaze in his eyes. I believe that you taste much more delicious than the cake. Okay, so I did skip out a few paragraphs, but that is only because it is, I say R-rated. I want to keep this family friendly and, PG, because my mom's friends' kids watch my videos and that would be awkward. But yeah, okay, bye everyone. I'll see you tomorrow.